Alright, so welcome back. Like you all know, it's always all about history right on this channel dating back to time immemorial. And like I said earlier, the next video that I'll be talking about today from the topic, which is the Fourth Republic of Nigeria in making, will be about the British legacy. And then, Nigeria as we know it today emerged out of the late 19th century determination on the part of the British colonial system, colonials and other Europeans to exclude each other from African soil and then to consolidate what they had already secured in the face of often fierce African resistance. Obviously, they've squeezed and squeeze African soil and Nigeria of its resources and whatever it is, and it is a form of like letting Africans, Nigerians off the hook and and just stay on what they've already exploited after some lots of face to face battles, either physical battles and then literary battles with the Europeans from the African racists. Vast and diverse Nigeria challenged the ingenuity of its British overlords, and endemic malaria and yellow fever further helped to deter permanent European settlement. Due to the fact that Africa is mostly bush, and then there's flies and everything that prevented the permanent settlements of the European slavers, so they couldn't even settle finally in the state, and then hence their even willingness to leave. Then the British administrators, as they began to be aware of Nigeria's historical diversity, owing to the fact that Nigeria is not just one entity, it is the combination of different ethnic groups. As soon as they were getting to know about it, they were very respectful of some of its traditions while they were disregarding the others. Like they felt some were important and some were less important of the tradition, so they just careless about some. The first Governor General of Nigeria was Sir Frederick, then later Lord Lugard, and Lugard's particular view of what to change and what to leave alone were formulated during his years in India as a governor of a separate north before Nigeria's amalgamation in 1914. In the north, he had followed the policy of indirect rule. This indirect rule is a system of governance in which the colonial slavers or the colonial masters will rule the people indirectly through their village heads or through their monarchy, through their kings, queens, or whatever it is. This indirect rule system was also brought to Nigeria by this same Lord Lugard, but then it was a total success in the north because, just like I said earlier, the north system of governance then was centralizing, which the power was vested solely on the emir, and then the people had absolute loyalty to their monarch. So whatever the emir says is the final. So the European slavers and the European masters speak through the emirs, and whatever the emir says is the final. But then it was a partial success in the southwest because of the fact that there is still checks and balances. So not everything the Alafin says will be authenticated. It has to go through the legislature, and that is through the 7 hereditary kingmakers, which is the Oyomesi, and then the Igbos, which is Acefaloyin, which that there is no particular head there. It is just controlled by the Ozo title and the Ofo title, which means that there is no single one to even pass the message through. That is all about the indirect rule system that was practiced then in India, that was later brought to Nigeria by the same Lord Lugard. And then the traditional authority was left virtually low, and then indeed in some cases it strengthened. Its pyramidal structure provided a continuity of government while ensuring ultimate British control, simply by placing the British official at the very top, just like we have the Macpherson, Littleton, Otto Richard, Hodge Clifford, and whatever it is. And all these people came aboard with their own constitution as they became part and parcel of the Nigerian history. Then Lugard had also seen to it that the Muslim North cultural traditions were protected, especially from the alien religious influences, Christian missionaries, and the Western education they brought with them, which attracted many converts in the South. They were forbidden in the North. Of course, the North had lots and lots of lots and lots of frivolities. Lots and lots of benefits and securities from the colonial masters, because they do the bidding of the colonial masters, due to the fact that the emirs